Welcome back to our election special, Your Money, Your Vote. Let's talk about the impact of bringing overseas profits back home, taxes, and the economy. Joining us now are CEOs who have been or are on the front lines. Bill George, former CEO of Medtronic, Alan Miller, CEO of Universal Health Services, and Ron Kruszewski, CEO of Stifel Financial. Good to have you on the program, gentlemen. So let's talk about the issues that perhaps could see some catalysts as a result of tonight. Alan, healthcare, number one. What do you think the impact of a Republican win in the House means for Obamacare?
Well, I don't think a repeal is possible, but I think it's been well stated by the party that they want to roll back as much as they can. You know, a lot of this does not go into effect until 2014. So there's a lot of time. But the
expense takes effect immediately,
right? The expense and taxes are here right now.
Exactly.
But I think a lot could be done to slow it down. And one of the good areas to slow it down would be on funding. You have to fund the exchanges. You have to fund all of the bureaus that are being created. And if the Congress does not fund them, doesn't move forward.
Does that mean that if there's a bill to repeal, knowing that it may be awaiting a veto down the road,
right,
that it's not worth their time?
No, I think you could do it through the infantry way, which would be take each bureau, each one at a time, and don't fund them.
Just drain it of oxygen, in other words.
Just stop it, exactly. Yeah. I think there's $1 billion that's in the current bill funded, and the estimate is it would take $20 billion to fund the exchanges in the states and all of the bureaus. So you're $19 billion short.
I want to also look at the same question as it relates to FinReg and financial services. But first, we're talking earlier, we mentioned bringing profits back to the U.S., the repatriation of profits. What's your view on that?
We've got almost $1 trillion of cash sitting overseas, and I think the president has to lower that figure at least to 20 or 25%.
But really, I mean, the reality of tonight, as a result of a Republican win, is that one of the catalysts that makes that happen?
I hope so. I don't know, but I do know we've got to get investing in this country because we're losing the race to the Chinese, we're losing to India, we're losing to a lot of countries. You know, even the Europeans are coming back. So we've got to get this country moving, and that means investment in America.
Would you be, if not a permanent reduction of the corporate tax rate, is a tax holiday good enough?
I'll take that, and I'll also take, what I'll really take, though, Carl, is I want to see, you know, the president had a proposal, 100% depreciation. I'd like to see it extended through 2012 and get people to invest in capital equipment. That's what we have to, and frankly, making the R&D tax credits permanent and larger so we get more investment and innovation in this country.
Let's go back to that $1 trillion overseas, though. I mean, there is $1 trillion of stimulus if we think about it. What would a good businessman do? He would sit there, he would allow you to bring that money back.
Right.
And then what you do is you tell the corporations that when you bring it back, it's tax-free or has a reduction of tax if you use it to create jobs, if you use it for investment. So to come back, it needs to be put in qualified investments. There is $1 trillion of stimulus put in the hands of people looking for a return on capital. That will work, and I would love to see that.
You agree?
Carl mentioned something earlier about corporate tax rate. We have one of the highest tax rate in the corporations in the world. If we could do something about that, that would be a tremendous stimulus, and I don't think it costs a heck of a lot when you're related to what...
You're still going to get pushback on, we got a big deficit that needs to be paid, right? And people are going to say, sure, U.S. businesses get their money back here in the States, they're still not, they're going to hold on to their wallets.
You can't spend your way to prosperity.
That's not what I said, Carl. I said to get the tax break, you have to invest those repatriated profits. Otherwise, you're going to be taxed on it. So you bring it back, and then you invest it. And now you've got stimulus in the private sector. And that's the thought process we need to be
thinking. The issue
Absolutely
of taxes in general, tonight, will we see actually the move toward extending the Bush tax cuts for everybody?
You know what? That is the question, because I will tell you the question today, tomorrow will be, will Obama move back toward the center? Right. And if he does, the first test of that's going to be the extension of the Bush tax credits. If he digs his heels in.
Real quick, does he move to the center?
No, I don't think
Center?
I'd like to see him, but I don't think so.
He has no choice.
All right, don't go anywhere, anybody. We have another action-packed hour of our CNBC special Decision 2010, Your Money, Your Vote. A number of battleground states closing at the top of the hour. We'll get you the early word.